Okay, I'm Bill Moss, and I'd like to formally welcome you all to the 2016 Sydney Chocolate Ball. On behalf of the FSHD Global Board of Directors, our medical research partners, the sufferers of FSHD, I'd like to thank you for all attending what's going to be a great evening. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, our volunteers and staff, and of course our scientists for making tonight possible. Also a special thank you to our team at FSHD for creating tonight's event. It is these wonderful people, together with all those that donate money, contribute services, that allow this remarkable medical research foundation to exist. Now, for those of you that haven't been here to one of these functions before, you're probably thinking, FSHD, what does it mean? Well, it actually means Facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. It's a terrible name and it's a terrible disease. Now, this disease is one of the most common forms of muscular dystrophy, perhaps the most common form in adults, but it also affects young children. Simply, it's a progressive muscle wasting disease that has devastating effects on the physical, emotional and social well-being for both the sufferer and their family. It's a disease where a seemingly healthy parent can carry the gene defect and pass it on to their children with disastrous results. Tonight you'll hear about FSHD, the disease. You'll get the opportunity to understand what it is and to share the pain and emotion it brings to sufferers. You'll also hear about our progress towards therapeutic trials and bringing the diagnosis of FSHD in Australia up to a world's best standard. You'll hear about this foundation, what we have achieved and the awards we've won. You'll also learn about the hope that medical research gives to sufferers. Now, a few simple facts. There has never been any government funding of FSHD research in Australia. FSHD research in Australia relies solely on this foundation. Now, this foundation relies solely on the community support to fund our global medical research grants. In the past 8 years, we've funded 33 medical research projects and 1 biotech investment across 9 different countries to the value of $7.5 million. This has resulted in some 32 publications in scientific journals, with more publications planned after the current round of research projects. There are currently 9 research projects currently underway. They're very varied. 4 of them characterise new genes that we believed could be involved with FSHD. 3 of those grants focus on drug discovery and 2 grants explore the natural history of FSHD, looking at bone health and infantile FSHD. In 2016, we released 3 new expressions of interest for funding. Now, this resulted in 22 applications that have been considered that we think are worthwhile for funding for medical research. These grants are from some of the world-leading researchers of FSHD, and these grants particularly are focusing on infantile FSHD, therapeutics, and the diagnostics of this disease. Now, currently globally, the diagnostics for FSHD are really, really poor, particularly compared to other genetic conditions. People can often wait years for a definitive diagnosis of what they've got. Many are misdiagnosed. Many people that I know have got FSHD have started off by being told they had something else. Could you imagine being told you had multiple sclerosis, being treated for multiple sclerosis, and to find out a decade later that you actually have FSHD? Sounds incredible, but it actually happened. Now, while we'd like to fund most of these research projects, the number ultimately that we will fund is going to depend on the success of tonight's chocolate ball. Now, this Australian foundation is a foundation that's on a world stage. We fund the world's best researchers in this field. When we fund international researchers, our strategy is to insist where possible that Australian scientists join with them in a collaboration. Our strategy is to ensure that Australians are able to participate in future clinical trials. Now, I'm pleased to say this Australian-based foundation is the largest global funder of FSHD medical research behind the US government-funded organisations, making it the world's largest private funder of this disease. I'm also proud to announce that this year we're still able to say that 100% of all tax-deductible donations ever received by this foundation have or will go towards medical research, education, awareness of this disease. Now, if you wish to know more about where the money goes, which is very important today, then please download a free app. It's called FSHD Finding the Cure. It's very simple. You're given a number when you make a donation. You enter that number and you'll see the date that you actually donated the money, the amount you donated, and the medical research project that your donation went towards. You can follow this particular research project with regular updates, and if the scientists that are involved in this come to Australia, you can have the chance to meet them to talk about this grant. Now, last year, I spoke about the tragic passing of our patron, Monica Ellis, and the establishment of the Monica Ellis Children's Medical Research Grant. With Monica's passing, the foundation was very pleased that Justin Reid accepted our invitation to become our patron. Just like me, Justin suffers from FSHD. Now, Justin and I have met on many occasions and shared a few cups of coffee to talk about FSHD. Now, sharing a coffee with someone we take for granted. We do it all our life, we do it every day, we have coffees with people. But sharing a coffee with someone that has FSHD can either be full of hope or it can be full of sadness. Often you end up talking about the worth of living, the pain, and the effort required to just simply exist. You see, I've had many of these coffees, and I can recall all of them. When I wrote my book, Still Walking, I talked about a well-known doctor, whose name is in that book, if you want to read it, who was a medical researcher, who said to me at a board meeting about a decade ago, a biotech board meeting, he said, never give a patient hope, because if you do, they'll expect a cure. And I thought about that for a long time. It upset me quite a lot, that comment. The following year, I established the FSHD Global Research Foundation, not only to find a cure, but along the way to give hope to those people that are affected and their families, because hope is so important in solving this puzzle. You've got to give people hope. Now, tonight you'll hear an amazing story from Justin Reid. Justin's a man who just refuses to give up. He's a man who's been in hospital for the last 6 months because he lost the ability to swallow. He can't eat. Now, to me, Justin is an inspiration. You'll hear this story that he'll tell tonight of his fight to live, when several around him were telling him it's too hard. It's a story that should be told. On behalf of everyone at the FSHD Global Research Foundation, I'd like to thank you for coming to our 7th annual chocolate ball, and thank you for your support tonight, which will help us better understand this complex and devastating disease and bring hope to the thousands of Australians affected by this disease. Now, finally, a very special thank you to 2 great Australians, Luke Mangan and Jamie Jury. They're both here tonight, and I think they're both going to come out. For 7 years, they've supported this foundation, and they're very special guys. They've given not only their time, they've given their energy, they've given their money, they've given their heart. They're always there to help people with this disease, and they're remarkable men. I'd like to bring them out here if I can, to say thank you personally. Thanks, Jamie.
Hi, mate.
Well,
how are you? All right. Excellent.
Good on you. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Luke. And we've got a little present for you both.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I think it's non-alcoholic.
Shouldn't we be doing this at the end of the night, Bill?
Well,
This is a bit dangerous, isn't it? Thank you, mate. Thank you.
The last message I've got to give, I've been told, if you enjoy tonight, you'll be pleased to know you can actually purchase tickets or tables for next year's chocolate ball tonight. It's going to be on the 17th of June, and it's locked in, so you can get your phones out and lock that date in now. and you can purchase your tickets tonight. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you.